Hello everybody, Chag Sameach, happy Sukkot. Um, I'm sure if anybody's keeping any track of the news, people are ecstatic. The war is basically going to come to an end at this point, and the hostages are going to come home sometime. I think they said the latest will be this coming Monday. And Hamas has been defeated, and the war is basically over. I mean, not completely. It has to end in stages, but I mean, for all intents and purposes, the 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 bulk of it, like we've gotten over the hump essentially. Um, and so I'm gonna make a couple different videos with my different various thoughts on aspects of all this. But I wanted to make this particular video really quickly because now that this is all over, or I don't want to say all over, but now that this is ending, okay, I don't want to give the impression that everything is finally just all over. No, the hostages are not even back yet. So no, but I'm saying as it this is coming to an end. Um, we need to go to all of these people, um, all of these naysayers and all these enemies, and we need to basically just feed their words back to them aggressively. For example, go up to, when discussing the fictional famine in Gaza that never happened, um, and that was exposed as being a complete hoax over and over and over and over and over again. Um, so we need to go back to those people that said that and said, yeah, remember you said about there was a famine and people starving in Gaza? That was a lie, you know. And then go to other people and, let's say, yeah. Remember you said, oh, Israel's committing a genocide. They're committing a genocide. Well, yeah. Well, you know what? Again, that was a lie. You know how we know it was a lie? Because if Israel was committing genocide, this would not have stopped at this point. Israel would have finished off all of Gaza immediately. It wouldn't have taken 2 years to do it. The very fact that it took Israel this long proves that it's not a genocide. What other genocide in history have the killers of of whatever group is being persecuted and murdered, have the killers taken painstaking, teeth pulling level precautions and let me ask you a question. Do you think Nazi Germany ever dropped leaflets into Jewish towns going, hey, you guys might want to get out of here because we're coming in? You think that ever fucking happened? You know? And one of the greatest proofs of all that if nothing else, this should put the final nail in the coffin of the genocide lie. If it was really a genocide, why are there people on the left, particularly the usual suspects, why are there people on the left that don't want this deal? That are saying things like, oh, this is just a trick by Israel, or, oh, Hamas or the Palestinians ask for more. They're getting the short end of the stick here as always, which, as always, like, they have been given billions of dollars in aid, and they used it. Well, we're not gonna get into that. We all know what happened. But sorry, there's a plane. Okay. Um, Oh, yeah. So they're coming up with all these reasons why they don't want the deal, you know? But regardless of whatever the argument that they're using, the fact that they're even saying not to take the deal is the ultimate proof that this is not a genocide. If this was really a genocide, why would the advocates for the victims not want the killing to stop? If you're trying to defend people from a genocide, wouldn't you take every single opportunity possible to stop the killing? That's exactly what they're proposing here. An end of the war, an end of their fictional genocide. And yet there's people, the majority at this point it looks like, on the pro-Palestine side, saying don't take it, it's a dirty trick by Israel. But I thought it was a genocide. I thought you told us for 2 fucking years, over and over, it's a genocide, it's a genocide, it's a genocide. And now that there's a plan put on the table to end the genocide, all of a sudden you say, no, don't do it, it's a trick. So that proves that you're full of shit. That proves that you're just nothing but a bunch of fucking liars. You're nothing but a bunch of fucking liars. If you really thought that this was an actual genocide, you would be dancing in the streets for this deal because it would mean the end of the killing. But you say, no, don't take the deal. So basically, from your perspective, you're saying, no, continue the genocide. Keep the killings happening. Continue. Don't end the genocide. Let the genocide keep rolling. I mean, if it's a genocide and you don't want the deal, that's what you're saying. You're saying, keep the genocide rolling. Well, then it must not be a genocide, then. There's only 2 options at this point. Either 1, it never was and is not a genocide. Or 2, and you're just a bunch of fucking liars and you're all full of shit. Or you're so fucked up in the head. This is actually worse than the first alternative. The fact that you lied about all of this, and the fact the whole genocide thing was a lie, that's bad enough. But actually, what's really going on here, I mean, for the really hardcore believers, is actually even more sick than that. It is even more twisted and deranged than just making up a lie. And this is why. Because trying to find a good angle. Whatever. Okay. And this is why. This is the reason. This is why I say that. Because oh wait, sorry, I'm just fine. I'll still like this. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. So the other option is that there's the genocide lie, but then there's the other side. There are people that actually really do believe that the war was a genocide. Like, they really do believe that. Like, they're not just like talking hyperbolically or just spouting propaganda that they just don't even know what it's about, like what they're saying. There's people, and again, I'm not saying that these people are so educated. Yes, these people are also very ignorant and dumb, for the most part, willfully. But it's sick because those people who think that there was a genocide in Gaza, they don't want the deal to be taken, so they want the genocide, from their perspective, they want the genocide to continue, and the whole thing, that the little spark, the little flick that kind of really turns the lights on about this is um, okay, is that they say don't take the deal because it's a dirty trick by Israel. And this is no different than things they've said in the past. You know, for example, you know, all the anti-Semitic lies that they peddle and that they spew constantly. But I just want you to think in the mindset of somebody like this. Put yourself in this sort of a mindset. You believe that there's a genocide happening and all these innocent people are dying. So then there comes this chance to stop it, and you refuse that chance. And the first thing that you go to is, it's a dirty trick by Israel. If you notice, that means that you are allowing your prejudice against Israel to override your concern for the victims of the supposed genocide. How? Because if somebody actually thought, if somebody who's there, you know, with a genocide going on, let's say it's like even their own family, you know, either were or are victims at risk, you know, they wouldn't be thinking about stuff like, oh, like, I wonder if, like, the government is gonna, like, try to, like, pull some sort of a fast one and, like, do some sort of a trick and, like, lie the way it always does. Like, that's not how, like, do you think that, for example, the family of the hostages, right? Do you think they're sitting around thinking about this deal, going, yeah, but, like, is this deal really, like, gonna help us defeat Hamas in the long run, do you think they were sitting around going, yeah, but, like, what if this is just a trick by Hamas, and, you know, they're gonna pull some sort of bait and switch operation and trick us, like, can we really trust them? Like, nobody's saying that. Like, none of the families of the hostages are sitting around thinking about that shit, okay? But there are people who genuinely believe that a genocide was taking place for the last 2 years in Gaza, and what are they thinking about? What is uppermost in their mind? Like, what is the big thing that the big thing that they're thinking of? Not, how can I help these suffering people? What can I do as soon as possible to end the suffering? No, they don't even care about the ending of the suffering, because the very first thing that they do is spew out one of the many and endless and often and repeated ad nauseum lies about Israel and Jews. It's just the classic anti-Semitic trope of, oh, we can't trust Jews because they're all shifty and they're dishonest and they steal, you know, and that's basically what this is. Oh, Israel, it's a dirty trick, you know, those Jews and their dirty tricks. That's what these people are thinking about. The ones that really do believe it's a genocide, like, for real, like, they actually think that. So that means that they're willing to let the genocide continue because the main thing in their mind is vilifying Israel. That's more important to them than ending the supposed genocide. Now, if that's not fucking sick, I don't know what is. Anyway, that's all. I really need to get that out there. I'm gonna do a bunch of videos over the next, couple weeks. But it's the Sukkot holiday, so, not really trying to do a whole lot, push myself to do too much. But yeah, I'm gonna try to do a couple videos for y'all and post them up. But yeah, so anyway, that's all I got for now. Happy Sukkot, everybody, and a blessed Happy New Year, and may the hostages come home. You know, I have a little, one of those little bring them home now things that says in English and then in Hebrew on the bottom. I can't wait to take that off my keychain, because ever since I put it on, I said I'm not going to take it off until all the hostages are back, alive or dead. Either way, if even one dead hostage remains, I'm gonna keep it on. And like, you know, some people said, what if the hostages are there for like 5 years, like with Gilad Shalit? Then I'm gonna have 5 years. And somebody said, what if this goes on for like, let's say like 10 or 15 years? Then I'm gonna have it on my keychain for 10 or 15 years. It's not coming off my keychain until the last hostage is home. And then I'm gonna put it in the drawer and keep it, you know, as sort of a memento, or, you know, as a memory, as a memorial sort of thing. But yeah. But oh, and I'm tonight, and starting tonight and then going tomorrow is Rabbeinu Zal, Rabbi Nachman of Breslov's yard site, which is obviously very special. I might do a video for that, actually, so we'll see. But anyway, yeah. But no, that's all I got for now. This video, wow, I could just put this up as like a whole video. Like, I was gonna make this a little short, but I guess this counts as a whole video. It's almost 20 minutes long now. Well, anyway, I just had a lot to say, but yeah, love y'all, and happy Sukkot, and you know, that may God grant us that our hostages come home as soon as possible, and that peace finally come, and the evil and wickedness, that they should be defeated and stay defeated. They've been defeated at this point. God willing, they'll stay defeated. Anyway, yeah, that's all I got for you guys. So, love, peace, and chicken grease. Bye!